Hello, everybody. I'm Tasharia.
And I'm Tasha.
And we're the Turners.
A Turner Talk podcast.
Yes. And we have a very special guest tonight. And we're so excited to have here. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh.
Shoulder jump.
Okay. We have Coach Cee. Yes.
Hi, guys. Awesome, because Coach Cee is a life and a couples coach. And I don't want to say, I don't know if I should say you specialize in same sex or is it everybody?
Well, specialize, yes, because my doors are open to anybody that's in a couple because it's not a difference. I mean, there's two people involved in a couple.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
A couple is a couple. A couple is a couple.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to let you have the floor and introduce yourself and what you do and who you are and where you're from. I'm just kidding. All of the above.
All right. Well, I'm Coach Cee. My real name is Christia Rogers, and I have been a coach pretty much all my life. I have been in athletics, sports events, etc. for a very long time. So I was actually an athletics coach. Starting in 2000, good Lord, I don't even know, 90 something. I'm not trying to date myself, but 96, 97, I've been a coach. I have my master's in counseling, education counseling. So I've been in the school setting for a very long time, but I wanted to reach people on a grander scale. So I started speaking and doing retreats and workshops and all kinds of things for couples, like groups, like 40, 100 people, and doing groups. And so this is the first time that I've kind of scaled down all my content over all the years of working with couples and put it in one place. So here I am now launching all this. So it's the goods where you can get this on the go.
And like I say, you came highly, highly recommended.
Yes,
there was one that she was like, hey, y'all need to reach out to her. She's great. And I know she would love to be on your podcast. And that's what I tell you. I said, that's what I did. I say, hey, this is who I am.
And I say, we need to go because, a lot of, and that's what I tell her all the time. A lot of people wait till there's an issue before they go ahead and
go to
counseling or therapy or whatever. And I say, you know what? It just helps refine and get you into a place where you communicate well and you kind of ward off any issues before they come, because two people, it's like you, me, and then us, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's important.
And no matter whether it's, I feel it's heterosexual or a same-sex marriage, you're still two different people trying to figure each other out, learn each other. And when you start and you're married, that takes on a whole new responsibility. If we're just dating, okay, it is. We can break. You know what I'm saying? We just dating. That's what it is. You probably got your house, peace out, deuces, whatever. But when you're married, that's a whole different commitment, a whole different response. You're responsible for each other now.
Yeah, I think
that's scary. And it's kind of scary. And I don't know if scary would be the term, but it is.
Yeah, it's very true. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because research shows that there is not any difference between divorce rates in heterosexual couples or same-sex couples. It runs about the same. It's maybe 2% of a difference. So it's running about neck and neck. Actually, the same-sex couples are staying together a little bit longer. In all actuality. So it's that sense of community, and same-sex couples are forced into these new areas that they have to create their families. So when you create that community, you have those like-minded individuals around you. So it sustains a little bit longer. But with our counterparts, it's about the same. But I do like that when I can get with a couple before they do it. I think it's so important to have those really good, real conversations. Really real. I am an advocate about going to getting you some couples therapy, couples coaching, whatever it takes. And to make sure that you guys are having the good conversations.
And that's important.
Because this is what I want to talk about. Like, you see people who are married, in a relationship for 5, 10, 15 years, they get married and then be like, I'm out of here. I'm like, what? Within a year or two, it's like
y'all were boyfriend and girlfriend or fiance for 20 years.
Yeah, shacking for this long amount of time. And I would like for you to tell us if you know anything why that happens, and also like because I feel like people should live together. I don't know, because they kind of live together before they get married so they can see each other. I mean, see how each other live. Because when you don't live together, you're just going over every now and then. They putting up stuff in the closet and all this kind of stuff. So you get, and I know that's probably not the right thing to do. And once you get into that, because I remember back in the day where they were courting, and you would court, you would date and get to know each other, blah blah blah. And like within 6 months, usually that couple was, together and married, especially people who had a big family, like the Duggars. But anyway, exactly. We got a couple weirdos in that family, but not weirdos, but that's different.
It's different.
I've been waiting to talk to you.
That's a little bit different, but I get where you're coming from, and for sure that there is some disparaging, research that goes along with it of why people, after, 10, 12, 20 years, they decide to get a divorce. So we have to put in the factors of children. So if you have children with a person, even if you're blended, you try to stay together for the family. Not a really good reason, but that's a reason.
People do it,
yeah, they do, because they have kids. And then it could be something within self that you don't feel that you could find anyone else. I heard someone say, oh, well, I'll dance with the devil I know. That's getting out there and trying to just live and be your true authentic self. Because do you get to be your true authentic self when you're not living in the in the realm that you want to,
right?
Because at some points you feel like you're walking around on eggshells. You don't want to upset the other person. Factors when it comes to that, and research does show that people stay in relationships 2 to 4 years longer than they should.
She's bringing these facts, honey. Oh, I forgot the mic ain't on. And that's true. And no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, it's one of those things where even like us, we had to get to know each other. We dated some years back, but it wasn't for that long. And then we got back together. And during that time, you what's the word I'm looking for? You grow up, you grow.
Yeah.
As individuals, you grow. And you get together. And like you say, to be honest, we dated. How long did we date?
Not long at all. Probably about a month.
We dated,
and then married.
Yeah.
Y'all did the typical stereotypical gotcha you all together, did you?
But the thing is, she quote unquote she wasn't gay.
Okay.
She said, "I'm gonna counsel y'all on that tomorrow."
That's why we said we didn't get her online.
Like, okay, she, you ain't judging her. She wasn't.
Yeah, it is what it is. However we evolve.
Exactly. I asked her, even though we dated 9 years ago. We were in the process of wanting to start. I've never had kids.
Okay.
She had the 2 boys when we got together, and I was like, "So would you have a third one?" And she was like, "I would if once I get into a committed relationship." And I already knew I wanted to be with her because I hunted her down for 6 months.
Yes, she did, like a rabid dog.
Yeah, like a little stalker. You probably need to counsel me on that too. And her
This sounds like a recurring theme that you keep bringing up. Like, oh,
yeah, I know. Yeah, just like we gonna call me afterwards. But I was like, well, then marry me, because I knew I wanted to be with her. I knew that I was. I'm previously divorced, and I told her that was my practice. So now this is the real
warm up.
Yeah, I was warm up. It was a practice, And she said, "Well, just let you know, if I get married, I'm not getting a divorce." That's what I want to hear.
I sound like one of them people. Like, look, I'm telling you.
She's like, "We're not getting a divorce.
You can be with somebody else, but you gonna still be married to me, because I'm not going through the emotions. Nope, I'm not.
I'm gonna need to really talk to y'all after this." And here we are. I said, "Well, marry me." This was after 7 days of us getting back together. I said, "Marry me." She's like, "Are you sure?" And 3 weeks after that, I came in because I was over the road truck driver. I came in, we went and got the marriage license on a Friday, and she tied me down on a Monday. At what?
She's looking like Lord.
At 12 o'clock. And then she, at 3 o'clock, she had me cooking cornbread. I said, see, that's what happened.
Just like that. What does a marriage license do? We need to ask that. Okay, on your podcast. What does a marriage license do that now puts you in this?
Yeah, they got you cooking cornbread 3 hours after the wedding. And I'm like, whoa, look what love would do. But I mean, I wouldn't trade her in. I guess she wouldn't trade me in, but that is some things. If you know why we need to wait.
No, and you know what? There is no fault in that app. Absolutely not. It's not. It is however you get to your next best self. No one has a crystal ball to tell you what's next, guys. It's your gut instincts. Okay. You know what you need and want. Now, the key to this story is, are you going to put in the work?
That's the thing.
Progress is in the process.
I like that.
Okay.
It's progress is in the process. And so if you want to stay together and that's what you're about, then talk about it. But not just projecting onto what you want and you're talking at someone. You have to talk with someone. You have to be open to hear the things that we need to hear. And they don't always feel good.
That's right.
Believe it does not feel good to hear that you totally overlooked my feelings at that time. You totally, wrecked, my plans, so then we have to come back through and understand the intention of our partner that we've chosen. So when you're attracted to someone, you are seeing something in them that you're attracted to, that your heart or your gut wants. And it may be something that you need to find out about yourself or what you need to learn about others. So it's a lesson. These are all lessons. And sometimes these people are brought into your lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And when we outgrow people, which sometimes we do, I tell couples as a disclaimer, is just because you come to my workshop or my boot camp does not mean this is the magic fix.
Yeah.
This is a mere pen. We are just talking. The action is what gets you there. Use these tools that I give you. You can create the relationship that you want and desire and be fulfilled in it.
I like that. So I got a question. Like you were saying, two people have to want the relationship. So do you think that if both are, I know sometimes people go to counseling because the other spouse say, well, we need to go to counseling. They there just because the other person said it. But I can say for us, we can't speak for anybody else. We actually really like going to therapy. I mean, that's something we want because we want it to work. One, we have kids that have gotten used to this situation, this arrangement, this family. And I just don't feel like I told her, I said, you sure you want to marry me? Because after we have a child, I'm not leaving my child. I say, we're going to be here looking at each other for 18 years.
However long or longer.
If you stay here to 22, I'm here to 22, so you better be ready. But I just don't want that. And that's why I say, we go to counseling just to learn how to communicate. You're two different people with your own personality, and we're both real, not bullheaded, but we're very,
outspoken.
Yes, I think I'm a little bit more outspoken.
Okay, and you guys are doing above and beyond, and so you guys are trying to set up this environment that is safe for not just you guys, but for your children. Because just think in the future, you guys as role models, and you guys are saying, hey, we're going to individual counseling or therapy. Okay, we've done this seminar, this workshop with a couples coach and a life coach, and we want to be better. We want to be better people. So you've already taught your children now that it's okay that you're not perfect. It's okay if I make a mistake. Everything is figure outable.
Exactly.
so we can figure things out. As long as you're open to it. That's the kicker, okay? So couples can work through anything that they choose to. They choose to.
Yeah, the key word is they choose.
They choose to.
People make time for things that they really want to do, or they'll make excuses.
Exactly.
And what that I've heard that excuses are reasons for doing nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so there it is.
Reasons for doing nothing. And we were talking in the car. You're seeing people that are leaving their significant others because they think that grass is greener on the other side. And as they were talking about on the radio show, they was talking about these work husbands and these work wives, you know. And then that takes a whole different realm, because when you start saying everything out loud, you start living that. You start practicing
power.
You see what I'm saying? So what do you think about that? If you're married, what are boundaries? What would you suggest on that? Because
that's different for everybody. It's different for everyone. There are people that are very confident in who they are and have no problem with their partner having a work husband or wife. Because we already know where we're going home to.
Right.
And so when it comes to those kind of things, is what feels comfortable with you. You know, now if you know that your husband or wife is, you know, uncomfortable with the said work husband or work wife, then maybe that needs to be a conversation. You know, that's just a really close friend that you admire. We are attracted to more than just one person.
Yeah, you don't lose attraction to everybody else in the world once you get.
So the reason why is because it's not always romantic. You can like people and be attracted to someone because they're teaching you something, because they know a lot of things. They have a lot of money. They have a fancy car. They have a dress that you have on, that they have on that you like. Not that you want to go and be with them. You know, it's just the fact that you're just like, oh man,
that's nice.
That's nice. I like that. Do you want to hear more from them? Absolutely. I love The Rock. I'm not thinking my wife to be with The Rock, because that's not where it is. You know, even if it was for me a possibility, because I mean, eventually I'll meet him, but I don't want that. I just want to hug him, you know, just
right. And then go back home.
I don't want him. You know, it's but you got to know yourselves too. And sometimes when those jealousy things come up, or I don't feel safe around you. Okay, you don't feel safe around yourself. That's what you're saying.
Exactly.
It's a projection of what's in here, yourself.
I like that.
Yeah, okay. Exactly. That's what I say. Because you can have 20 of your exes in the rooms, because see, there's like, I'm a thing about it, and it's not that I'm jealous, but like I told her, when it comes to exes, they're exes for a reason. My past can't ruin my future. And you can help us out on this and correct me if I'm wrong, because she probably needs this therapy right here.
This isn't therapy. I'm not working in the capacity of a therapist.
You wanted for an appointment.
I am giving you coaching tips.
There you go. Like me, I feel that once you're my ex, that's what you are. If I don't have kids with you, I mean, if I see you on the street, hi, how you doing? Keep it moving. But I know I wouldn't didn't do anything, but those people are trifling. People gonna do something, people gonna say something, and I'm not gonna allow anybody to disrespect my wife, period. I don't care who it is.
So what I'm hearing is that you're not, inviting those people into the space because you feel that they're unhealthy people.
I think having your exes just in your spouse's territory, when you boyfriend and girlfriend, or girlfriend and girlfriend, whatever, that's cool. But when you become my wife, that's a whole different, to me, realm. And I don't feel that I don't like that. I don't know if she's okay with it, but I said I can't.
I love everybody. I can't do it like kumbaya, my Lord.
But like I told her,
I don't care.
It has nothing to do with her doing something, but somebody's gonna do something, or somebody's gonna say something, and and I'm trying to keep myself out of jail so I can be here to help you raise these kids.
Then my whole thing is just because we didn't make it in a relationship doesn't mean that I just don't like you. You don't have add any value to the world. And so I just must say, hey, because you don't burn bridges. You just say, hey, you
what
know,
bridges
not
am
in
I
this
burning with an
capacity
ex?
anymore. Just you never know. Like you just never know. Like I don't know.
So
Somebody might be looking for a job. Be like, oh, I got my ex do that. Blah, blah, woo, woo, woo.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm like the movie. Don't have your ex looking for me a
oh
job.
Lord. See, but I respect that, even though that's not me. You know what I'm saying? It's like I mean, it's not that major to me to be connected, but I just feel like it's a little petty. You know what I'm saying?
To me, it ain't petty. That's how I am, right?
I know
Yeah.
that's why I respect
but
it.
in how you are, that dictates, the I guess the baseline of your relationship.
Mhm.
If you have an issue with your ex, that's your issue. It doesn't
Mhm.
necessarily have to be your wife's issue.
Mhm.
And because you know what type of person she is. If
Mhm.
she's confident in herself, you could swim around with all your exes in a pool, but you know that she's gonna be like, all right, thanks, guys, and bring your behind on home. Is that what I'm hearing?
Exactly. 100%.
So yeah, so that's yours, Tasha. What is it that makes you uncomfortable is what you got to figure out. And that's that state of self. And so like I teach my clients about their state of self, knowing what that looks like. Your healthy state of self, where you feel whole, you feel healthy, you're acting in a place of love and connection and kumbaya, if you will. Now, when you're operating from that space of lack, scarcity, fear of what other people are going to think of you, then that's where you are responding in not the healthiest state of self. So then that's on you. When I teach the tips on how to evolve through that, sometimes people are resistant to that. And so then I have to, being a coach, refer you into that's a session that you probably need to kind of dig a little deeper into with a therapist. Okay. Because I give you the tools. I give you the box. Boom. We talk about it. We see it. Did you learn about state of self? What did you do with it? Did you practice gratefulness? Did you find out if you're operating from that space of fear in your head, or are you acting and responding with love and care? So that's how it kind of works is, if there is any type of resistance, this is going to be harder than what it needs to be.
Okay, let me take a pause for the cause and welcome everybody into the podcast. We appreciate you all being here. We have Coach Cee, and she is a life coach and life and relationship coach. And you can tell that she knows what she's talking about. Yeah, she definitely knows what she's talking about. And if you look at the pinned comment, that is her link. So if you click on it, it will take you to her website. And so you can see a playbook, you see everything.
And I look, she said, but exes stay the heck away from me, period. I like that.
And I respect that. I respect everybody's personal preferences and all of that. But I just feel like I just don't have that I just don't have that mentality. Like I guess I don't care. I mean, just because I just want to love everybody. I just want everybody. I mean, not love, like be in love. I just want to love everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I feel like God is. God is love.
My exes, and I wasn't able to love them then. I can't love them now.
But that don't mean you can't like them.
I know. I don't have. Let me change it. I don't have no hard feelings against them. But I feel that
if you don't have no hard feelings,
I just don't need them around me. Even if I wasn't in a relationship, it is what it is. Like.
And I respect that.
Keep it moving.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes your exes can get rekindled. Okay. And that's definitely a change in how you think. It's a mindset. Like it's a mindset, like I said, of you wanting to come from a place of love. I don't wish any ill will on my ex at all. Never have. It's just we grew apart. Period.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing wrong with her at all. It just wasn't our time.
Right.
I learned so much. I grew so much with her, but then I moved forward because,
Exactly.
I couldn't help the cause anymore. So
Exactly.
I tried to leave the space better than I found it. And we did eventually find our way back to, being able to be cooperative and, share. I still love her, but she wasn't the person for me.
Right.
Not. And she has since moved on. No malice. No harm, no foul. Look, we both are human beings being human. And my shift happened faster than hers did. And there's okay, and it's okay. And look, we're both happy.
Yeah.
I like how you explain, okay, what a coach does versus what a therapist does, what these different because it's all under, like, to me, it's under the umbrella of therapy, but it's different dynamics. And I think a lot of times people, and especially what I see on the internet, is they get exposed to their trauma, but then they don't know how to deal with it. And then they go to talk to somebody, but then you don't actually take steps to move on and to live beyond the pain. So can you tell us, like, what coaching involves, and how, a person who wanted to get coaching from you, how that works?
Okay. So definitely coming from a mindset of counseling, I've always said I was a coach in the beginning. And I was told that, oh, you can't be a coach. I was like, why not? I was like, wait a minute, why not? Because my boot camp, I've had a boot camp before, and it was based on steps. It's the hard conversations. We go hard. It's a 30-day intensive, which now is the way it's set up. It is just stepping through these things. There's daily guides. I don't get into the why, the who, the what your past has done. That's not my job as a coach. Now, a therapist will. A therapist will take you back and do some regressive therapy with you, CBT, DBT, all kinds of stuff. So that's where they get down and into your individual thought processes and so forth. As a coach, we're coming straight from the hip. Step one. This is the frame that you get into. This is your mindset. Like I said, my state of self is the first one, because you can't really gather or glean any other of these steps until you do deal with you. It does become hard for some of my clients to even do that, because they are going to be like, ooh, I don't know. I don't like my ex like that. Or I don't even think how, I'm jealous because whenever she goes out, she's dancing around and had these little too short shirts on, Okay, so there's obviously a disconnect from this activity that we're doing. So I would have to say, okay, so you can't see that, there's other things operating besides this one thing. Because usually it's very goal driven if you are not ready to move forward. Okay. And so I ask the hard questions. I ask the questions of like, okay, so how would it feel if you were to do this? And if they're just like, nah, I can't do it, I'm not ready to do that. Okay, so then it's going to be really hard for you to grasp this next step then. It's going to be really hard. And so let me tell you, let's come back around. You might need to go see an individual therapist. But what you can do is you can still see your therapist and then come back and let's get some steps in. Let's work with this toolbox that you've got.
Yeah, that's it.
It'll just enhance what we're doing.
Yes.
And it's different working as a unit too. Okay.
Yeah.
There's also a state of the union that I work with, is to find out, who are you as your unit? What is your mindset as a unit? How do you solve problems? How do you get through your daily life? How do you get through milestones, births, deaths, those kind of things? I'm a firm believer that when you are with your partner, I think you need to go through all the bad stuff. All of the bad stuff. You need your house to burn down, your car to break down. You need to experience life, death, all of that. Because then you know what about your partner?
How they handle the bad with the good.
The good, the bad, the ugly. Mm-hmm.
I believe in it. I'm a firm believer. So that's why how my boot camp got developed, because when you would go to counseling, they would be like, okay, well, how does that feel? That's great. But I shot from the hip. That's where the controversy came from. It was like, okay, well, I shouldn't call myself a coach, shouldn't I? A therapist when I'm doing that, right? Because I'm just like, bam, bam, bam. What are we doing? Let's go. You know, what are we doing here? Okay, next step. Let's go. So it's so goal driven in coaching rather than therapy is more so.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I like that.
Okay. Is that sense that y'all?
And you know what? It's so funny because my job offers this program where you get a coach and you get a therapist for I think 8 weeks, and the therapist is so different than the coach, because the coach is saying, okay, what are our goals for the week? What are we gonna do? And like he's like, and then what about this?
And I like your coach.
No, yeah, because it's like,
and it's a raw too.
I talk to her about what's going on.
And he gives her ideas and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not. And that's why I say a lot of people are leery about coaching and therapy and counseling and everything. And then they go talk to their homegirl, their homeboy, their mama, brother, sister, and then
it's way more.
You be done rekindled and everything. Then they still got this negative perception about your partner, you know. And so then, and they not even qualified to really.
Because the first thing is, girl, you need to leave. They ain't no good.
But okay, we've been having this debate too. I don't know if it's a debate, but we had a conversation about like, should single people have, you know, single friends, and I think that
you go out to the club with your
mixture of both, because I don't really care. I don't care who I'm around. I'm still going to be me. I'm a loyal. That's who I am. Because I don't always want to be right. That's what I'm gonna be right. Because no matter what happens, I'm gonna always try my best and be where you can't say, well, she did XYZ. No, I did all that I could, you know, and I did, then I'm gonna stay loyal, because that's just who I am.
That's who you are.
I stay loyal to my friends, I stay loyal to my family, I stay loyal to my partner, whoever, my children. I try to be there as much, whatever. That's my character. That don't change no matter who I'm around. Okay. I don't hang with bottom feeders, so therefore they ain't gonna be here to do no vibrations. You know what I mean? Now,
y'all hear that?
People be like, I keep meeting Mr. Wrong. Well, what is it about you that you keep on attracting all this, you know?
Come on with it.
You the common denominator.
Yeah, you the common denominator.
That's
it. Move on, and they're happy. You still wandering around.
Yeah.
But you know what? So you bring up a good topic, and I don't know if that was the question, but
well,
I'm trying to formulate.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm going to tell you what I think the question is. But so what I'm hearing, and I've had this question before, is like, so my wife, she wants to go out to the club and dance. Where'd you meet your wife?
I'm about to say, did you meet at the club?
No, we met in the.
No, she's saying in.
Where'd you
meet at the bar? We met at the restaurant. That was Applebee's. Whatever.
At the bar.
9 years ago.
Go ahead.
Oh,
see, she thought you was talking about us.
I was just addressing stuff in the comments.
It doesn't matter where you meet, but for this scenario, this person, well, I love music, so I'm gonna go. I love live bands, so I'm gonna go because I follow this group around and they play the best music. So that's where you meet your partner, because she likes to dance, and when she tells you she likes to dance, so you guys date, and for 5 years, because you didn't like it, she stopped dancing.
Yeah.
But that brought her so much life and joy. Why? What was her intention when she was there? To dance? She wasn't trying to pick up nobody. She just happened to pick up you.
Exactly.
So it's all those times of attraction, laws of attraction. You guys happen to come together at this perfect time to meet. You were attracted and this happened. But because of your insecurities and not a healthy state of self, you now are projecting onto your partner that, man, what you need to go out to the bar for? You already got me.
Exactly.
That's not why I was going to the bar, boo. I was going to the bar because I like to dance.
Exactly. Yeah, so, whatever the case.
So now you starting to go to the bar next week.
That's example. I had a client that like, and so that's kind of what happens. And so if that is a part of who you are, dancer, say that you were an actual, you went to Juilliard or you studied dance and that's your passion, and you had a knee surgery and you could never get back to that kind of form, but you can go into a club and salsa, you can go and you can line dance and you can dance with everybody else. Well, why is that not okay if that's not your intention to go and hook up with people?
Exactly.
So you also have to know who you've chosen.
Yeah.
If
there you go.
you chose a cheater, then that's who you with.
Yeah.
You were with a cheater. Okay. And so you have to work with that too. Owning that you are married to a cheater. That's how y'all
probably gonna do. Yeah.
So if you hear a phone ringing at 2:00 in the morning, and they have not shifted their mindset and got a healthy state of self, and then established a healthy state of their union, then you're gonna have issues throughout.
Because if your phone ringing at 2:00 in the morning, you ain't a doctor, and it ain't your family. Who is that? We got a problem. Now I'm up the rest of the night.
Right, it's like then you got to know who you're with, y'all. Anybody out there, if you take anything away from this, know who you are and know your intentions, and also know your partner's intentions.
Exactly.
And really,
and another thing people don't realize, like you say, you sit down and you talk and find out where everybody is at in their lives. You have some people that started having children early, when they were 14, 15. You were in college and you partied at that age, 19, 20. So you got to live that life, but you have people that started early with kids that didn't get to live that. So now that they're 45 and 46, they want to go do stuff that they should have done when they were 20, but they didn't have the opportunity. So that could cause, you got to figure out if both of y'all are in the same place. Like we're homebodies, because that will break up a relationship or a marriage.
It will. Know who you are, guys, and it's good. And I think talking about it is, okay, well, you know what, I was going to the bar just to hook up, but I don't want to hook up anymore, and that's not what I want to do. I'd rather us go somewhere together. We really like to do painting with a twist, or we like to, travel and do road trips. Okay, then that's what we do now. So, every now and then, of course, your friends may invite you out to a gathering and you go together, or you don't. But, the expectation is to be able to just socialize and connect with your friends and family.
Exactly.
And the intention is not to be bad or something that's poor judgment. It's who you are. We all express ourselves differently.
That's true.
With our partner.
And you have to know that both of y'all want the same thing. What Yana Van Zyk said, that people pretend to be what they intend to be. And I have, and that always stuck to me, because people will come into a relationship, oh yeah, I want this and I want that. And then after they get there, like, oh, this is a lot of work. This ain't me. I'm about to hit the road, Jack.
And people will wear, and I call it, putting on an avatar. That's what I call it, putting on a mask. I guarantee the first person that you met was not the wife you have now. No form of fashion.
No,
I wasn't the.
I'm saying she's good to what I had before. Yeah, it's night and day. It's night and day.
And it's because we evolve. Things happen in our lives and we grow. And so things may change how we view things. And that's a good thing, that our perspective is changing and we're finding out who we really are authentically and through all these adversities, who we're becoming. But we have on an avatar. And so we have to give it a minute to marinate a little bit. So those guards will come down. Like I said, I believe in you guys going on road trips together. Spend 5 or 6 hours in the car with someone that you date. They can't be together forever. You're gonna find that irritability, who's hangry, who needs a nap. You're gonna find that out. And you can really click them boxes like,
Yeah, this ain't gonna work. I can't even ride with her.
Look, I'm looking for the flights on the way back so I can fly back and you drive because I'm not, you know.
Well, I guess we're compatible because we've taken a lot of road trips. We drove all the way to Florida from Texas, so
okay,
we didn't kill each other. We drove back. I know, right? We were meant to be together.
Yeah.
It is so funny
Your
because
face
a lot
is
of
funny. Tasha, you said we were meant to. Yeah, that was hard.
I'm like,
Like, you ain't going nowhere.
You're free. You're free.
I love that, but I think experiences shape us.
A lot of people in the chat actually have been married for years, 15, 20, 25 years, or in long-term relationships. And so it is, it's just amazing to me, you know, like, it's like they say, this is a microwave society. We want what we want right now, you know, this, that, and the third. And then if it's not, okay, I'm bailing. But, you know, like some of the people who are a little bit older, they stay, they work things out. And then, because I'm going to tell you, the relationships I saw growing up, it was a lot of turmoil, but they stayed together and they were like, you know, okay, this person cheated, but you know what? I forgive them. They human. They showed us that, you know, just because someone makes a mistake or they veer or they make bad choices, I don't know if it's a mistake or whatever. Do I love them enough to forgive them? Or do I love them enough to whatever, to stay in this situation? Because like you said, every situation is different. It just depends on the people in those situations.
Yeah.
So, and what you can deal with and what you can't.
Absolutely, because sometimes there's disclaimer, you know, just, you know, hey, I'm done. You know, if you do this, I'm done.
Yeah,
you know?
What they call them, deal breakers. Yeah,
deal breakers. Exactly, that's the word I was looking for. Is deal breaker. It's like, okay, so you cheat, it's over. I'm done.
And see, that's my thing. I mean, cheating is just something I don't think I could forgive, no matter who the person is. I couldn't forgive that because I'm letting you know every other day I'm gonna bring it up. Let you not watch this. Oh, but you could go and do so and so. But you can't watch. You can't watch this.
You be holding on to stuff. It sounds like you hold on to some things, Tasha.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I do. I probably need counseling.
Counseling, therapy,
coach.
Non-negotiable.
You know, this is like, oh,
but
God.
no,
You know?
but this, guys, I have a just kind of a philosophy. Is like, no matter how long you hold on to that anger or that hurt, it's not going to take it away.
Nope.
So why hold on to it? You have a whole life to live. That keeps you stuck when you do that.
Okay. Yes.
But the thing is, if let's say like couples that got through people cheating and then heterosexual couples had children outside their marriage. I mean, if you think about it, and I was telling her this one day, and I'll come back to what I'm saying. Back in slavery, the mentality. No, I'm saying because I'm about to make a point. Okay. The men mentality had to be out of this. I mean, it was the strongest mentality you've ever had to deal with, because you know you're outside and somebody is doing XYZ to your wife inside. You know, and they were okay, but I guess it was outside of her will, so they had to adjust their mindset that she's doing this not because she want to, because we have to in order for us to stay together. You know. But in this day and time, somebody to do that, I feel that you have to be strong, especially if you were heterosexual. Like I said, a child was born outside of the marriage. Is okay, I love this person. They messed up. Okay, I got to look at this child every day, you know, or whenever they come over. Like, how do you work?
It's not the child's fault.
It's not. Yeah. But I mean, as a human, I mean, that takes a strong person to deal with that. I mean, you
are a strong person. You've made it through this far.
Yeah.
So I believe that everything we need to heal is inside. Okay? It's right here. You can have the relationship that you desire, but you have to unlearn some things to learn some things.
And that's true. And that's true.
So we have learned how to use that Cro-Magnon brain of ours of anxiety and depression and we just respond to everything, you know, very basic. And I love that, you know, just basic bottom level thinking. That's what that is. That's low vibration.
Nobody.
You know, so you leave yourself stuck in this hurt space, but it's never enough to undo it. So why hold on to it?
That's good. That's good.
Oh boy, I'm telling you. And that's what I said too, because I've been through so much trauma. And I said, if I continue to hold on to it, that it's like reliving that trauma over and over and over again, and they still win. You know, they still have that control, they hold on me. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I forgive you. And I'm going to say, you know what, you probably was hurt, you probably was destroyed, you weak, you know, whatever. And I just don't even, that space that you are consuming up in here, you're no longer allowed into it. And if it comes back up in my head or in my spirit, I have tools that I use to get it right on back up out of there. Don't occupy this space. No. And that's like they say, you know, the spirit of God and whatever can't live with the hate and the devil or the enemy. It's not going to be that same here, because as long as that's consuming I have no room for my happiness.
No room. No room.
Right?
But it was like real passionate today.
Every time something coming to me, I say, it's like, you got another singing bowl? Yes, because I need to hear a different thing. I need to associate this to something else that's beautiful and not
or I just say, oh, you got another piece of mail. I
don't follow the Amazon. I followed the Amazon truck and it went on another, because I'm so used to it being out in front of the house. So I'm like following it, thinking it's coming to our house. I end up at somebody else. Anyway.
I love that. I love it. I love a good singing bowl too.
Okay. Yeah.
We got crystals, we got singing bowls, we got what else we got?
But I don't have my crystal on. Usually I have one.
It was valid until last night. We were talking to
YOUniversal Spring.
Yeah, and she was talking about what's the EM something. We don't know the exact definition, but it's reprogramming the brain.
Okay, I haven't heard those.
Oh my gosh. And I was like, that's what I've been doing. I'm trying to tell you, and this stuff works. But anyway, Coach Cee, you stated that you have an offer for the audience who are watching now and maybe watching the replay in the near future. Would you like to let our viewers know about that?
Absolutely, I'd love to. So October, where'd that come from? December the 5th, I am hosting a 4-day live virtual workshop. Okay, so it's going to be a course for the power couple. All right, so I call it my Power Couple Playbook, and it's going to be talking about kind of the stuff that we were talking about right now, the steps for finding your healthy state of self. It's going to teach you how to connect more with your partner. It's going to teach you how to communicate with your partner with conflict resolution. And then you're going to get a tip on how to financially communicate with your partner. Okay. And how to get to those stages of what to do. So it's a complete power couple. And so what I wanted to offer you guys, if anybody was interested, and I think the link is pinned in the chat. So if you guys would like to go to that site, if you use Turner Talks Podcast, you're going to get a discount on it. So it is going to be good. You're going to get a workbook as well to take away. It's a downloadable, so you can remember this stuff. So you can, write things down. You need to. It's very important. It's kind of a contract with your brain. When you start writing things down and being more intentional about what you're doing, you're going to have results. That's research right there. Okay. And so we want to be very goal oriented. So when you write things down, you're setting your goal for yourself on a daily basis. So we're going to take 4 days and we're going to talk about it. And so when I release it, the course is going to be available to you. You're going to get a tidbit about the state of self for the first day. You're going to get the play number 1. First play, first quarter. And then we're going to meet together at 6 p.m. You're going to get a Zoom link and we're going to have a group discussion, kind of like this. The floor is going to be open. I'll be there live. And if you want to feel like contributing in the chat, you can, or you can open your mic and you'll be able to chat with me. Okay. Ask questions.
I'm
right.
excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
It's going to be really fun. I believe in doing that because I think it enhances, and it's also a sense of community. All right. So this sense of community and having a space where you can talk and you can share questions and stuff like that. That's the best place to heal.
Yeah.
You know, it's the best place to, you know, because so often what goes along with, I'm going to go a little bit on the more of the psychological side, but people will isolate when they're depressed and lonely. You'll feel like you're the only one on the island. But I like to say to, you know, clients is, you know, you're only as lonely as you choose to be.
Yes.
Okay. Because you can go to Starbucks down the street right now and you have something in common with everybody in that room.
That's a fact.
Because you drink coffee. Okay. So let's just start there. So you are not by yourself. So when we do these sense of community things, it's very important, you know, that we take part in that and make it active. I think we need to, you know, reinvent our village in our communities because we don't have that. And I think it's the key to a longer lasting relationship.
You're right. And that's what with everything that is going on right now with COVID, with you don't know what's going to be brought up next. It's just so important whether you're single or whether you're a couple, because we don't know if the state gonna be shut down again. You're a couple and you're married, you stuck in the house with them every day. You know?
Oh, that was a test of time right there for a lot of people.
You know? It was, yeah. I got a lot of people that were, you know, a lot of things came out of that, of you know, going through COVID, and no one has really lived. Anybody in my circle has not experienced anything like that. You know, and so a lot of emotions came out that people didn't know they had because it's always a distractor going on. We have distractions. Our kids gonna need to go here, soccer, baseball, basketball, and oh, I gotta go to work in house. You know, I needed to be there. I needed to be up and down the road a little bit more. Blah blah blah. The things that we're doing, it distracts us from ourselves. So those parts that we need to work on, they go overlooked, and so you get for 2 years in the house. 24/7 this. And you just like, who said that? Those people back there telling me that you ain't doing nothing. What are you doing with yourself? Where's your life going? You know, it was so much that was popping off during that time. You know, some people used it. A lot of millionaires came out of COVID because they had free time. You know, and so others, you know, saw it on the other side, you know, of like, this was the worst thing that could have ever happened. Lost their jobs and they couldn't see any way but, you know, but down. So I think now is that time, you know, like, hey, it's time to do some things. It's still things. So let's get after it and work on our relationships, work on self.
Yeah, most important, their relationship with self, because I like one of the ladies in the chat. I always say, if you can't be happy with yourself, you can't be happy with nobody else. I'm saying it's the first step. Yeah,
you can.
If you're not healed, you can't have a healthy, healed relationship.
That's right. Hurt people. So if you're hurting and, you know, disgruntled and unsatisfied with your life and where it is, you're going to project all that ugliness onto someone else.
Okay, do you you're a life and specialize in relationships, but do you have a similar program for someone who is single? Because you know, before you get in that relationship, you should be whole. And I think I'm taking, my coach just had me on fire. I was, you know, writing letters to my wife, and
I didn't get them.
We ain't talking about that right now. We just told me to write it. I didn't even say I had to give it to you. But I'm learning to say, you know what, and not just say, you know, this ticked me off. You know, when you did this XYZ, this is how it made me feel. And I think we can, you know, work through this a little bit different if XYZ. What do you think about that? You know, and then we come to resolution, you know, those type of things. And I said, it's no good. You can have all the knowledge in the world, but if you do not apply that to your real life situation, it's just dumb. You have no business.
It is. And that's what that's the whole point of the coaching part of that. You know, that
Exactly.
conversation is like you have the tools. Step 1, step 2, step 3. All right, we come back to the goals. Okay, how'd you do on 1 and 2 and 3? Okay, you need to go back to 1 because you didn't do it. That's why that didn't work.
That's why it didn't work.
You know,
That's why Coach Cee.
And it was crazy because when we first got together, we wanted to open up some type of ranch for people that's going through. And it was kind of like what you're doing now. Like, no, we're not here to sugarcoat you. We're here to just tell you how it is and be done with it. So if you're not going to be able to handle this, you know.
We need to have a retreat, y'all. Let's do a retreat. Y'all got some
yes, like for that. What is it? Why did I get married? You know, I think that what that whole concept was actually nice.
Actually, I did a workshop on why did I get married.
That is what I mean. That's what I feel like. What you're doing in December is
December. Y'all both getting these months
wrong. Yeah,
it is, but it's like you can do this with anyone. You can be anywhere in the world because technology has allowed us to, you know, be connected like that.
Yeah,
and I think that's beautiful. And
I think we should, you know, hey, I think it'd be a great thing. Get a ranch. I will host it. And
I
already have it.
We talked about that in our early in our relationship.
Because I was like, I want somebody goal oriented, blah blah blah. But that is so magnificent. But then she didn't get a chance to answer my question.
About for individuals. I have not yet, but it would be very easy to do because I've already I do some life coaching. Like I said, I haven't structured it as such because it was more business oriented of starting business and, you know, that kind of formulation. But state of self is we could do a whole weekend on just yourself. And and the step throughs and how to really have the progress that you're looking and success that you're looking for in, you know, that shift of mindset. So yeah, we could do it. If not, shoot, I'm just gonna be on it.
Yes. And for like a retreat, I mean, if you can put together something like, I don't know, it's like a little weekend getaway with certain, you know, different couples to just sit around, and I think that would help out. I mean,
we have to, you know,
we're gonna get with you.
Let's off screen talk about that because we can do that in the springtime.
That'd be perfect.
Yes.
And you know, and I never worry about saying what I'm thinking about, because if anybody say, oh, they decide to do that, baby, it ain't gonna be nothing like what we're doing, and you know, the same caliber. So hey, you feel free, because you know, we can all be great. Okay, so take that idea, run with it, and do your thing if that's what you want to do. But it still ain't gonna be, you know,
what we gonna throw together.
What we gonna do? Okay.
Hey,
you cannot put no damper on my sunshine. I'm trying to tell you, no.
Hey, and that's a part of state of self too. Is your mindset is because what's for you is for you.
Yes.
I was very fortunate to be able to meet up with you guys, and I value those things. Yes. I don't think anything is an accident.
No.
And I think that when that comes about, take advantage of it, you know, and that's the reason why it's, hey, let's do a state of self retreat. Let's do it together. You know, you guys got a lot of wellness things that you guys do, what you guys bring to other people. The goal is to just leave the world a better place.
There you go.
That's what I like to do. Wherever I go, you know, even if it's just staying somewhere, I want to clean up after myself. You know,
exactly.
It's nice and neat and keeping things clean and have pride in things. And I think that would be, you know, I think it's a wonderful thing when you're able to do that. And I hear you guys doing it, and I see you guys are putting out there. Like I said, I stalked y'all.
Christia was all right before you decided what you was gonna come through or not.
He's stalking us. I like that because I'm knowing.
Let me tell you, when your spirit tells you things, you know, hey, I like this. I like the way this looks and talk. Thank you. Let's and let's find out some things. So yeah, I'm here for that. And what's for you is for you.
And when what you're doing, like I was telling, you know, people that we started this because she said, you need to get you a podcast. I done bought you a podcast equipment. You need something to do. And I'm like,
and she like to talk, because she like to talk. And I'll be like, oh, Lord have mercy.
And that's why she's like, she's like, you just get the podcast and you can talk all day long.
Talk, let it all
Talk.
out.
So I was like, you know what? It sat in there for 2 months. That podcast equipment she bought me sat in there for 2 months. I had a friend that was our very first podcast, RT Speaks. He was starting to launch his motivational speaking brand. And I was like, you know what? I said, well, why don't we go ahead and get him on the show and we go ahead and do it. I said, and we can do one podcast a month. That's all we're going to do is one podcast a month because we don't have time and this and that. When something tells you you need to do X, Y, Z, you have to be obedient. You have to move in that direction. And from that day forward, we have been having people reach out to us. Hey, you encouraged me to go to therapy. Hey, can you do an episode on this because I'm going through this. I mean, and it's just like, this is bigger than us. This is not even about us. It's not about me having something to do or her having something to do. It's about,
I definitely have to.
Yeah, I got plenty to do, right?
This is about us being out there getting people what they need that they may not can get themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
And I reach out to people. The worst thing you can tell me when I reach out to you is you don't answer me, or you say, and not at this time, and that means I'm gonna hit you up a month or two later, or you can just flat out say no.
That's right.
But we had to do this, and we had to do it more than what we set up to do because there's people out there that need it.
Next, she's like, okay, we can do this about once a month. Yeah,
And
I love it. I love it.
And that's
what. And
I
really having a good time with y'all.
We appreciate it.
And
we love you too.
And you know what's so funny is I started this channel almost 3 years ago because I was, overweight. And when I got to playing with my kids, I could not get up. And I said, I have to do something right now. I have like a bad back. I have, different stuff going on with my back, with my spine. And I said, I have to do something. I have to do something now. And I said, and I was talking to Dr. Gray about that too, Dr. Guy about that. I was like,
she keep talking Gray.
I don't know why, because I like Gray's Anatomy, maybe. I don't know. And I said, when you sick and tired of being sick and tired, you move forward. You make some changes. And I wanted to share this experience, and I needed to have the accountability because I was, alone. And I said, nothing is going to stop me from achieving my goal. And so I started this. And now I said, once I got YouTube monetized on YouTube, I want to give back 1/4 of my YouTube revenue. So each month I do that, give back to community and charity, because like I said, we are in a space where I can be monetized, but so can everybody else. And I want to be able to, share what blessings God has given me and share this information, because I could just see you. I can help improve you. I mean, I reach out to you, help, allow you to help me and give me the tools. But what about everybody else? I want everybody else to have access to you. See, how they can, having that experience with you can improve their lives or have an impact on their lives as well. I don't want to keep it all to myself.
You don't be selfish.
Right. No, that's exactly it. It's here. It's here, and we have that ability. And that was one thing that was very passionate about, me trying to, I wanted more people to be able to have access to this stuff. Couples that wanted to be their best selves. People are like, well, how do I do this? How do I do that? Why can't this work? It can. It can. It's just the tools all in one space. And if I had one person show up, I'm okay. Because that's one person that's going to tell somebody, that's going to tell somebody else, that's going to tell somebody else.
Word of mouth.
That's it. And I'm okay with that. And so I'm going to keep getting on my soapbox, every time I get an opportunity. And so I love to be around like-minded people. That's the reason, like, we should have a mastermind going, and getting people involved with things like this, because we all have something to say. We all have a passion and a purpose that we need to step into.
I like that.
Gonna come into.
That's right. And I think that's why how you have it structured in the group setting is why like AA and NA work, is because you are in a community. You know that you're not in this thing alone. You're not the only person going through it, and you can have a structured in a proven method to follow that works.
That's right.
We are about to conclude the podcast. If anyone has any questions for Coach Cee, please go ahead and put it in the chat. Coach C, do you have any final words you want to remind them about the offer? And
Yes. Power Couple Playbook. All right, that's what it is, and it's going to step through 4 plays. Okay, and it's going to be 4 days. That's the live event that we get to talk and chat. We're going to chat together for about an hour, and I want to occupy that time and allow people to come in and share what they've learned and gleaned from the activity that I'll give you. Like I said, you're getting a workbook as well, a downloadable workbook that you will be able to add to and write in your thoughts, and it expands your mind. And like I said before, it's like it's a contract with your brain, and also a little research. And when you put a fine with something, people with ADHD, lots of teachers find it very annoying when kids play with other things or they tap their pen. They need that. People with ADHD need that. And so when you write into a journal, you are setting a different intention. So if you guys want change, then you have to change. And so this is the toolbox that you need. This is the playbook, if you will, that you need so you can make change in your relationship.
Yes.
I love it. I'm all hyped up.
I forgot. And also you guys get a discount. So if you use Turner Talks podcast and put it in there, then you guys get that discount. You'll get a discount.
Woo. Yeah, so check out, the link is pinned in the chat. It'll be there for everybody live in full effect in the chat right now, those that's in the bushes and those that are watching on the replay. What are the dates for the December?
December the 4th.
December the 4th. So it's starting on Monday. Okay.
Monday, coming up Monday.
No,
tomorrow's the 4th. So
tomorrow's the 4th.
5th.
Okay.
Yeah. Did I say 4th? I meant 5th. Sorry.
Okay. Make sure.
We gotta make sure we want.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Yes.
Monday the 5th.
Anyone in a relationship, check it out.
Can also, singles, y'all can come too if you're in a relationship. You're more than welcome to come.
Yeah.
Because sometimes your partner can't be there. You had mentioned, Tasha, you run up and down the road. You may not be able to attend everything, but definitely share that with your partner. I get that too. I get that question a lot. It's like, oh, if I don't have my partner's not able to always do, with me, but can I still? Yes, absolutely. And that's sharing is caring.
And we were talking about, you did this based on sports, and you was like, so she's a sports fan. I say my wife, she
huge.
She's an athlete.
I understand that, but you coached and
referee,
but she don't like sports. So I said, well, I have to work with them. Work with what you got.
There's stuff in there for the non-sports. It's just because it sounded good. The playbook sounded good.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. I dig it. I'm all about self-improvement and staying. And even like they say, even the strong need, some motivation and support.
Iron sharpens iron.
There you go.
But I do have to give a shout out to you. You looking really motherlandish today.
Oh my God.
That you looking real princess.
You act like you haven't seen me.
Maybe it's this coaching that made me look at you different.
Good. See, take those. So you were looking at you like that. Yes, that's what this is about. All right. You're making me look at you different.
Yeah. We want to thank everybody. Look, I don't know why I'm talking about thank everyone for being here. Please, if you haven't already, share the live stream, click that like button, because there may be someone in your community or your network who is saying, man, I've been looking for somebody to coach, or been looking for whatever. And this is the opportunity for you to share that with them. So we appreciate those who were in the live stream, those who were in the bushes, and those who are watching on the replay. Can't do it without you. Any final thoughts?
No, I'm just all hyped up. I'm ready for Monday.
Yes, we said we got to get her out here immediately. Okay.
And that's why we got to have on there. I said, she said, well, what days? I said, can you come on the 3rd? She said, I can be there on the, you there. We blocked you in.
Thank you. This is awesome. I'm so excited. You got good energy. I love it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone. See you in the next one. Peace.